HR Basics is a series of short courses designed to highlight what you need to know about a particular human resource management topic. In today's HR Basics, we explore employee safety and security, how we keep employees from harm in the workplace. Workplace safety and security refers to the actions taken by the employer to prevent harm to people at work. The safety and security function deals with both enterprise and employee safety and security. It includes the organization's effort to prevent and mitigate loss, risks to and from personnel, threats to its physical assets, damage to its technology and intellectual property, or risks of any other kind arising from all elements surrounding the work environment. Workplace safety and security is only effective when programs, policies, and procedures achieve their stated objectives to prevent harm to people, property, and the environment. Best practices vary depending on the scope of the specific safety and security measures. Safety and security encompasses two overlapping areas of practice. In the following discussion, safety and security issues are sometimes treated separately and are sometimes combined as appropriate. Workplace safety is the process that seeks to eliminate or reduce risks of injury or illness to employees, while the chief aim of workplace security is to protect employees from internal and external security risks. So let's start with workplace safety, which is the process that seeks to eliminate or reduce risks of injury or illness to employees. The chief aim of workplace safety is to protect an organization's most valuable asset, its people. Workplace safety is achieved through a variety of methods, including policies, procedures, and specific hazard control techniques. Policies and procedures are devised and integrated into an organization's overall management and administrative processes. They usually involve specific job task procedures established for working with or around equipment, hazardous environments, or other forms of high hazard conditions. Safety procedures and policies include accountability requirements to ensure that prescribed practices are followed. Safety professionals apply a well-recognized hierarchy of measures to eliminate or control specific workplace hazards. The measures are applied in part of an orderly decision-making process as follows. First, substitution. Can the existing process, material, or equipment be replaced with a less hazardous process, material, or equipment? Then isolation. Can barriers or limits be placed between people and the hazard? Could there be physical barriers, time separation, or distance? Next, administrative controls. Can the hazards be effectively mitigated through specialized operating practices? And finally, personal protective equipment. If the preceding methods are not sufficient or feasible, can personal protective equipment be provided? Moving on, the chief aim of workplace security is to protect an organization's most valuable assets, its people. Workplace security has gained much attention in the last several years due to an increase in workplace violence, the necessity of background investigations of prospective and current employees, internet and technology-based security needs, threats of terrorism, and an increased legal liability to organizations for not taking reasonable measures to safeguard the workplace due to security threats. The scope of workplace security has continued to expand. Depending on the nature of the business and related security risks, organizations may need to address the following: establishing a formal security function, developing crisis management and contingency plans, establishing theft and fraud prevention procedures, developing workplace violence prevention procedures, installing premises security systems, developing restricted access policies and key control procedures. Employers should take 3 steps at a minimum to enhance the security of their workplaces. First, assess the current security situation and identify your vulnerabilities. Second, draft a written security plan that addresses each of the vulnerabilities. And third, train your workforce on the plan. First, assess the current security situation and identify your vulnerabilities. A fundamental element of any workplace security initiative is a security risk assessment. Risks need to be properly identified to establish appropriate methods, either procedural or physical barriers and systems. Every workplace security plan should begin with a thorough assessment of the facility, existing security procedures, and potential vulnerabilities. Businesses should use the information gathered from that assessment to craft a plan that will not only deter threats, but also mitigate risks in the event of an incident of workplace violence. Draft a written security plan that addresses each of the vulnerabilities. There's no one-size-fits-all plan that employers can download to implement. Every employer will need a plan that is tailored to its particular circumstances and that considers company culture, physical layout, resources, management styles, and other factors. Once the initial assessment is done, use that information to create a workplace security plan. Employers should take the following steps when crafting the plan. Identify tools that you might use to secure your workplace. Include barriers such as fences and gates, access control systems, door locks, and security guards. Create a facility map that marks all doors, security cameras, and stairwells. This will help law enforcement in the event of an emergency. Ensure security cameras are positioned where you need them. A surveillance system can both deter criminal activity and provide valuable information. And finally, devise a plan for communicating with employees in the event of a security emergency. How will you warn and communicate with your employees? Finally, train your workforce on the plan. Even the best workplace security plan is ineffective if no one knows about it. That doesn't mean that employers need to walk their staff through the security plan in detail. Rather, it means that they should make sure that employees are trained on their roles and that they understand what to do in an emergency. Recent tragedies remind us that the risk is real. An active shooter incident can happen at any place, at any time. The best ways to keep your employees safe is to prepare ahead of time and to be ready. Taking a few steps now and mentally rehearsing what to do can help you react quickly when every second counts. All employers should have their employees watch the FBI's video, Run, Hide, Fight. Here's what the FBI recommends when an active shooter enters the workplace. The FBI instructs employees to run, try to get away if they can. If they can't escape, they should hide and use barriers to prevent the shooter from getting to them. As a last resort, they may have to fight the shooter. Run. Have an escape route and plan in mind. Leave your belongings behind, and call 911 when you're safe. Hide. Hide in an area out of the shooter's view. Block entry to your hiding place and lock the doors. Silence your cell phone. Fight. As a last resort, and only when your life is in imminent danger, fight the active shooter. Attempt to incapacitate the shooter. Act with physical aggression and with makeshift weapons. At the end of the day, effective workplace safety and security means that everyone goes home.